Yes. What is happening, everybody? Welcome to Games and Graps Live. This is the pre-show before the pre-show for Wrestlemania Night 2. The most stupendous pre-show before the pre-show. The greatest premium live event that you could probably watch on the whole internet today. My name is Sonny G, and I'm here as always with Finn Steele.
Hello.
And Steve.
Trouble with the thing.
Good evening. Finn is just making loads of noise. It's hurting my ears.
Finn's making so much noise.
Making all the noise.
That's all I'm getting.
Yeah, we'll just manage to log on real quick. We didn't even have a chance to say hello to each other. We just logged on, and it was like, oh, okay, this is happening now.
I was the first one to hit, which never happens. I was like, uh-oh.
No, it never happens. So, Finn messaged us saying,
sure,
are we ready?
I'm not quite sure what happened because my laptop still doesn't say that it's 8 o'clock. So I was going on that.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. It says it's 7:59. So I was like, oh, I've got 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
Plenty of time.
Well, how many minutes do you think it is from 7:59 to 8?
Sorry, I will let me re-explain myself. When I was entering the studio, my laptop said it was 7:57. That's why I thought I had 3 minutes.
Got ya.
What I'm trying to say is it still says that it's 7:59 now when it's clear.
Oh, okay.
2 minutes past 8. Now it says it's 8 o'clock. It's 2 minutes behind.
And we're live. We're live. You know, it's 8 o'clock now on Steve's laptop, so it's all good.
That's it. We are now live. Yeah.
We're now officially live. Before
it must be that Central European time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be that Central European time, 100%. Well, in lads, middle of screwing Sony. What's happened to Sony?
Who's Sony?
What are they doing?
What
are they? Chris, by the way, how's it going, dude?
Hi, Chris.
Good evening, Chris.
Good evening.
We haven't advertised this very well. We only decided that today we were going to sort of get this done properly because we've not been around for a little while. We've been doing other stuff. We've been so busy with life. And we're unbelievably not prepared. But look, we're here, and that's the most important thing. Everyone all right?
Tired.
Yeah, but good.
Tired. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's where I am as well. I just, to be honest, about an hour ago, I woke up from a nap. I watched some of NXT, which was what I saw was good. I enjoyed it an awful lot. I'm not good. I don't know how much of WrestleMania Night 2 I'm going to see. I must be honest. I mean, whatever I don't see, I'll see tomorrow. You know,
I won't see any of it tonight. I'll watch it tomorrow.
You don't think? You don't think you'll see any of it?
No.
A link has popped up allowing us to buy 12 months of PS Now again. Oh, right. Okay. Don't do that. There's no point.
Yeah, no point now. But
no point now.
Yeah, I'll watch as much as I can. I'll probably fall asleep at some point. But yeah.
We're getting old, boys. This is what's going on.
Yeah. We're old farts now.
We are old farts now. We are. But look, it's okay. We had a good fun last night. We all watched it together, which was nice. Always good to be in each other's company.
It is. In person.
Yeah. Well done for holding it down last night, Finn, doing the old school prediction stream.
Oh, yeah.
That's taking it back.
It is. Way back.
Yeah. You going to do another one?
Yeah, I might do one tonight.
Oh, shit. You are. Starts. That's hardcore.
It is. Hardcore.
Yeah, that is
hardcore. These setups, might as well. This is
fair enough.
That is hardcore.
That is hardcore.
It's fun. It's fun. I like playing. Yeah, it's a good game. I haven't played it enough. I'm distracted by other things, but it's pretty fun.
It's very fun, I would say. Yeah.
All my predictions were correct, except for
were they actually?
No.
Oh. I had Ronda to win on a treble on Sky Bet, and it was the only one that let me down.
Oh.
I won some money still, but like £4, so it's pathetic.
Nice.
Don't spend it all at once.
That's a couple of cups of coffee.
It's not.
a cup and a half of coffee.
Okay, yeah, that's a bit more realistic. A cup and a half of coffee.
Yeah.
Steve, it's nice to see that you're rocking a new moniker there. The British Nightmare.
Nice. I like it.
Adrenaline in my soul. Something. I can't think of a rhyme.
Games and Graps. Something. Games and Graps.
There you go.
Adrenaline in my craps. Something. Games and Graps. There we go. We've got it straight away. We've got it. Oh man. Chris is saying loads of things in the comments here. We should probably tell people that we're live. We're not very good at this, are we, recently?
Yeah, I'll put a link in Discord.
Okay, put a link in Discord, but put a link on Twitter as well.
Sure. What's a Twitter? Okay.
Yeah. If you have a PS Now sub, it transfers over to the £100 tier in June. So it costs 50 for a year of 100 instead of 100. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
And Chris also won £300 yesterday. Backed Shaw and McTominay to be booked. That was safe bets, to be fair. Pretty safe bets.
McTominay should have been sent off anyway. We'll move on.
Disagree, but that's okay.
No, he should have been. 100%.
For what?
He snapped his leg in half. What are you on about?
I'm not sure he snapped his leg in half.
No, he should have gone. If it was the other way around, Maddison would have been sent off.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, he would. He would. 100%.
This is for another show that we don't do anymore.
Yeah, remember that show?
Yeah, that was really good. Enjoyed it a lot, and then we just don't do it anymore.
Yeah, then it just ended. Even the chat doesn't happen anymore.
It doesn't, does it?
But then there's Everton fans in the chat. They're very quiet this season, aren't they?
Very, very quiet, yeah. To be honest, they're fighting a relegation battle, and they're fighting within themselves to not go down that black hole. Chris and Stu, shout out to you guys. Shout out to Big Fight Weekly. Powered 4. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Check that out every week. They talk about fake fighting.
Fake.
They talk about
UFC.
the fake fights that go on. That's fake boxing.
Scripted UFC thing. MMA.
Yeah, scripted UFC, scripted boxing. We don't talk about that here.
No, why do you want to watch fake fighting? God.
We talk about the real sports, the hard-hitting issues, professional wrestling.
Well, so it's interesting. It's interesting you bring this up. I know we're having a little bit of a laugh there with that.
No, it's serious.
Okay, we're being serious.
Maybe serious.
But I mentioned it earlier that one of my favourite things to do is to look at the comments on Twitter when TalkSport post anything about wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because you get all the people in there, it's not even a real sport, and all this sort of thing. So, and I've made a conscious decision to try and be a bit kinder on Twitter and, get rid of some negativity off my timeline. So I need to stop being so negative as well. And I really wanted to reply to this guy who said it's not even a real sport, because I Googled the meaning sports as in the meaning of sports. Okay.
Yeah.
An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment.
Oh.
Pro wrestling's a sport.
Sports entertainment.
Pro wrestling is officially in the category of actual sports.
Yeah.
Actual sport. That is the meaning.
Suck it, negative commenters on TalkSport and shit.
Suck it, you fucking gammons.
Gammons. Are you having a disco at your house, by the way?
Who, me? No, I've got the TV on.
Oh, okay.
In the background, so it's obviously. Yeah.
It looks like you're having a disco in your house.
I've got Vincent Diesel currently on my TV.
Are you watching Fast and Furious? Or the pacifier? I don't know.
There's the pacifier. Yeah. No, there's a Fast and Furious on, and it's just there.
There's a Fast and Furious on. Which one is it?
Yeah, which one is it?
17.
It's number 7.
Okay, not one of the best ones. Fast 5 is the best one, in my opinion.
Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson, and the rest of the street racing crew.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Targeted by a vengeful Jason Statham.
Oh, that's not a bad. None of them are terrible.
No, they are. Well, yeah, they are.
Okay, look, I'm being generous there. Okay, some of
They're all
them
movies that exist.
they're all movies that exist. Originally about street racing, and now they're literally a group of killers for hire.
Family.
Yeah. It's
Like
about
the
family.
A-Team. It is about family. Yeah, you're right.
It's all about family. I mean, we've only seen half of Fast 9 anyway, so.
That's true. Yeah, we've only
Haven't
seen
we?
half of Fast 9. Yeah. We went to the cinema to see it, and then the power went out in the cinema. Oh, no, the fire alarm went off at the cinema, and we had to go stand outside, and it was pissing down with rain. And they were like, look, we don't know when we can let you back in. So you may as well just go home.
Fair enough.
Like,
Get your money back.
Okay. I guess we're going home.
Yeah.
But now I'm off this week coming, so I'm gonna. My plan is to watch Fast and the Furious 9 one of those days.
Nice.
John Cena's haircut in that movie gives me the shits though.
It's it's an interesting look.
Yes, and it's like all slicked back and stuff.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
You know what? Whilst there's not many people here in the chat watching us, Finn, what have you been playing this week? We've not done a podcast in absolutely forever, so we may as well just get down to brass tacks and just talk about what we want to talk about, because this is our pre-show. We don't actually have to talk about WrestleMania if we don't want
to. Well, I've been playing Mass Effect 2, trying to get my way through that. It's a lot of fun. Still playing on Insanity, which is very difficult. Dying a lot. But it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it still. Getting my way through it. It's a lot longer than the first game.
That's what she said.
Not
really, doesn't really fit, but that's okay. I digress.
Yeah, been enjoying it.
Good.
Fun time. Yeah. I'm playing a little bit of Elden Ring, putting that to the side for now. I'm trying to finish what I've started, get through everything, and so I can spend all my time on Elden Ring.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I've been hopelessly addicted to what's it called? Taitsu no Tatsujin on the Xbox Game Pass, which is
that one.
Yeah, you know the one, Steve.
You know what? You say that, but I too have been playing that because it's a rhythm game. So it's like it's about drums. It's drumming basically. So it's literally a rhythm game.
Oh, that one. Yeah,
it's good.
You got 2 buttons, and it's really, really fun, addictive, and I'm playing it a lot. It's one of those games you can just turn on for like 10 minutes and like play a few songs, and then 2 hours later finish.
2 hours, yeah.
Yeah, it's just so good. The music's awesome.
Yeah.
Very Japanese. One of the most Japanese.
Very Japanese. There is a good selection on there, though. I think.
Yeah, really good. Enjoy it. Yeah. Playing online, trying to get some wins in.
You've been playing online.
Yeah, you play online against other people.
You lunatic.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But that's fun. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah. Otherwise, not a lot really. That's about it. Yeah. Trying to get to Mass Effect at the minute. So yeah.
Cool. Steve, what about you? What have you been playing?
Not a lot. It's been a real struggle to get on to do any sort of gaming. I played a bit more of WWE 2K22. Really, really enjoying it. It's really good.
Nice.
Really, really good. I had some really good matches yesterday on there. Criminally underrated, some of those matches as well. Fuming. It's fuming.
This is where we need to stream the games that we play, because we're obviously having these magical moments and doing nothing about it because we're idiots.
Yeah, well, I just got myself a PS5 camera, so at least I should just be able to switch it on, like whatever I'm playing. I'll just play that. I need YouTube to it. So
I might do that this week as well. I might do a bit of streaming this week while I've got a bit of free time. I might as well chuck a few hours in on the old Twitch or YouTube or whatever, just do it.
Started a new Far Cry playthrough. Far Cry 6.
What's the aim with this? What's the aim with your new Far Cry playthrough?
I want to play through it again, be a bit quicker than I was before, and obviously you can play as Danny Garcia as either a male Danny Garcia or is it Garcia? It might not be Garcia. I don't know. I'm so tired. There's a male there's male and female you can play as. So I've done it as the male, do it as female. Yeah, and there's a few achievements I want to get as well.
Okay.
So
all about those achievements.
Oh
yeah.
That's something I've been doing as well.
But yeah, play it because it's a game I enjoy as well. So, rather than stream something which I don't enjoy or don't enjoy as much as I found with Halo, play something.
The thing with streaming is just play whatever you want. I don't think at this point, we really need to do like a series of stuff because we don't sort of stream on that regular basis where it's like Mondays we're going to be playing this, Tuesdays we're going to be playing that kind of thing. If you're playing games, just fucking stream. Who gives a shit? Who cares what you're playing?
Yeah, exactly.
You see some really random stuff being streamed on Twitch, don't you? Really random stuff.
Oh yeah.
So just go for it.
You see girls streaming on Twitch, and they've got like bunny ear headphones or whatever the fuck, right? And they're like, "Oh, thanks for this is oh, thanks for the $100. Oh, I might play some Overwatch, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle." And then that's what's really popular on.
I don't get why.
There's a lot of horny gamers on Twitch.
Yeah, they're I say it all the time, but they're eating what sits out their belly button.
Yeah,
I got 20 quid spare. I can maybe she'll love me.
A lot of sweaty neck beards.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Oh, like that guy on the Wrestlemania thing last night.
Oh, last night, fucking.
Oh,
thought it was a promo. Dickhead.
Oh, he thought it was a promo. This is how tired we all are today, right? No preparation for this whatsoever. We barely promoted this, and we're basically just turning this into a normal episode of our podcast, but live.
Yeah.
But that's fine. We'll just change the name of it. We'll just change the name of it to episode whatever it is of our podcast.
Yeah, episode whatever.
Oh God, man. God almighty. Pete Layton, what's happening, brother? Welcome to the stream. You joined the weirdest games and rap stream of all time today.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. We're talking about everything. We're not just talking about WrestleMania. It says WrestleMania in the heading, but we're talking about everything. This is basically just a normal episode of our podcast. But look, hashtag Sonny doesn't finish games. But let's talk about this for a minute. Let's address the elephant in the room here.
But
I've finished all 5 Uncharted games this year.
Well,
all 5. I finished Horizon Forbidden West this year.
What?
Fuck yeah. And I finished Ghostwire Tokyo also.
That's cool. Nice. I've had my soundboard up. Clap, clap, clap.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're finishing games.
Nice.
Any platinums? Okay. No, absolutely not. What are you talking about? Any platinums? I'm not finishing games to completion. I'm watching the credits roll.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Look, I'm finishing games. This is a step in the right direction, I think.
Yeah.
This is an absolute step in the correct direction.
Absolutely. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm proud of me as well. I'm having a great time as well. Oh, Brett's here. Guess what?
Hey.
Woo! Fuck yeah, Brett. Brett's here. Woo! I got so excited by Brett.
Yeah. Logan Paul, man of the night.
Just to make everything a little bit cleaner, to be honest, Chris. That's why. Basically.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just wanted to. I just wanted to. Yeah. That's that.
Makes sense.
Just wanted to. But I do have a lot of platinums but more platinums, I think, on my new PSN account than my old PSN account because, yeah, I liked the idea of a fresh start. So I changed the gamer tag or the whatever the username thing is called on it, and yeah, just was enjoying myself a bit more.
Cool.
Brett's here. Logan Paul smashed it last night. For me, it could be a huge main event draw if they wanted it. His timing was great. He looked at home and got heat. And you know what, Brett? I agree with you.
Yeah, he was really good. I'm impressed.
I thought he was great. Yeah, I thought he was really
Very
good. Didn't
good.
look out of place.
Nope. That's not the last time we'll see Logan Paul wrestle in WWE. No, not at all.
He'll be back.
I mean, he could shove that Pokemon card up his arse, but you know,
it'd worth more.
Yeah, it probably hurt, but no. I thought, honestly, jokes aside, I thought he was really, really good, and yeah,
he was really good.
Didn't embarrass himself. You can tell. We were saying last night when we were watching it that there's certain people you look at and they're just athletes, and he is one of them. Yes, he's a YouTuber, etc., but he's an athletic guy. He knows his he knows his stuff. Didn't look out of place. Really good. Really impressed.
Yeah, and I like the way as well that it wasn't like a typical celebrity quote unquote cameo where they turn up and they have one big spot, whether it's a crossbody from the top rope or something like that's a very typical celebrity type spot. They love a crossbody from the top rope into a group of people. And it was cool because right from the offset of the match, him and The Miz were doing frequent tags, and I just thought it was done really, really well, and they made it feel like an actual match that meant something and not just oh, hey, look, we're shoehorning a celebrity in here because it's WrestleMania. It didn't feel like that at all. It felt like with the build up to it and like the fact that Logan was on Raw and stuff like that and getting involved with the Mysterios, it felt like a proper match and not just something that was thrown together just for WrestleMania. And the fact that The Miz and Logan Paul won says to me that that's going to continue. And of course, obviously The Miz turned on Logan Paul afterwards. I'm guessing as part of some sort of spotlight stealing storyline that they're going to go with. So I imagine we'll see The Miz versus Logan Paul moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, it was good. And Brett's put there about the thought the Eddie jig before the frog splash was cool. It was. It was.
Some people get it, Some people just get it. Bad Bunny gets it. Pat McAfee gets it. Logan Paul gets it. While we're praising Logan Paul, I just want to say this about Jake Paul. I thought he made himself look a real dickhead on the pre-show.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't hate Jake Paul. I actually quite like Jake Paul. I actually quite like Jake Paul and Logan Paul because I like the way that they promote themselves and they're confident in everything that they do. And I've got a lot of time for that. And I actually do like Jake Paul. And I actually think he could be a very handy boxer, if he was to take it very seriously. And I think, he's got a good punch on him. He's an athletic guy. I think he could, but his attitude sucks. His attitude is truly terrible at times and cannot handle people giving him tons of shit.
Well, we've talked there about how Logan Paul got it. I don't think Jake did.
No, Jake didn't understand the assignment at all.
No, he didn't. And again, like you say, if he wanted to take it seriously, he could be a good boxer and could work his way up through some sort of rankings. I think he's part of me thinks he's a little bit deluded in that sense when he's saying, "Oh, I want to fight Canelo," and people like that. So you will get your jaw spun. Don't even call out Canelo. Like seriously, it'd be like me calling out Tyson Fury. So
same thing.
He needs humbling. He needs humbling. I think Jake Paul does big time. But
what's happening, Kev Woods? Shout out to Kev Woods, just coming to the comments.
Hello, Kev.
Good evening.
His attitude worked for what he was going for. The thing is, it was on the pre-show, just on the pre-show panel doing stuff. David Sparks, what's happening, David? Good evening. I really enjoyed Mania Night 1. So did we. It was great. Really, really good stuff. We'll talk about it more in just a sec. We wanted to we're still answering Brett's comment from a few minutes ago, but I don't mind Jake Paul, but if he is going to come into WWE for whatever reason, whether it's to team with Logan Paul in a match, which there's no reason why that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Then he just needs to understand it a bit more, get the business a little bit more, understand what people want to see.
Yeah. I think we've actually seen him.
You not seen him? He was on the pre-show last night. Were you there at this point, actually? Were you? I was at this point. I'm sure you were.
I don't think he was.
No, probably on my way.
You know what, Kev? That is a fair comment that you just made there. Jake Paul plays a character, so he can be cringe at times, but he plays a character. He's supposed to hate rather than him be a heel. Yeah, you know what? That's fair enough. If he's playing a character, yeah, okay. I get that. I get that. I feel this is me personally speaking. I think the character that was playing last night was out of place in WWE. Yeah. I think he could still play a character, but I think it just needs to be adjusted for WWE. Look, be a dickhead in the boxing world. Go, that's fine. You've got to be cocky, you've got to be arrogant, and all that sort of stuff. But I think you have to. I just don't think there's any way around that. Any way for that character to get over in WWE. I mean, people hate him and they'll boo him, so it's a great heel, I guess. But I don't know. We could talk about it all day, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't hate him, Kev. I don't hate Jake Paul at all. I said it just. I like both of them. I don't hate either of them. I just think the character would need to be toned down or adjusted slightly for WWE TV.
Makes sense.
Let's have a look. It'd be like if 6ix9ine came to wrestling and tried to be nice.
Oh, firstly, fuck 6ix9ine. Secondly, I'm not saying for him to come into WWE and be a face, as in Jake Paul. I'm not saying that at all. He would need to be a heel because he's instantly not a likable character, not a likable person.
Like the Miz.
Look, there's an argument for and against it. Some people are going to like it. Some people are going to not. The two of them are very divisive anyway in the way that they conduct themselves in public. Some people don't like Logan Paul, and that's okay. And a lot of people don't like Jake Paul, and that's okay as well. But I don't know. There's a lot of there's an argument for both of them and the way that they behave.
Yeah, for sure.
My personal opinion is I just don't think Jake Paul conducted himself in the best manner on a WWE pre-show.
Yeah, it's like what David's put there. It's odd with Jake, as I saw him being very grown up and respectful when promoting a female boxing fight with Eddie Hearn. So I think he plays up and gets off on it. Yeah, I listened to most of that when he was on TalkSport with Eddie Hearn promoting that female boxing, and I even sat there listening to it thinking, okay, this guy, you can, be sensible, grown up, mature. But then he switched it and was talking about, I want to fight this person. I want to fight, I want Tyson Fury. I want Canelo Alvarez. It's like, it's not happening. And Brett, I take your point about Floyd Mayweather. We're talking about that was an exhibition fight.
Yeah.
Peak Floyd Mayweather finishes that fight in less than a minute. So it's not the same,
I mean, while we're talking that exhibition fight, that wouldn't even happen in the boxing world because there'd be two different weight classes for a start.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But look, guys, we're not here slating the Pauls. No, not at all. I mean, I've got nothing but praise for Logan Paul's WrestleMania performance last night. I thought he was excellent.
It was great. Yeah, it was very good.
Really good.
Yeah, I really thought it was excellent. Look, we could talk about the polls all day, and let's see what else we've got in the comments here. We'll just go conversations. There are loads of you here now. You've just appeared out of nowhere. We were just podcasting up, not thinking people were going to come along because of our crap promotion. But you're all here, and we appreciate you. Could be anywhere else. What did we think of night one? It was good. I thought it was very
good. Loved it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, let's go through it. I mean, there was obviously some serious talking points coming from the show.
Yeah,
the biggest being, okay, well, look, we had, in fact, let's just go through the card. Let's talk about that. Do we know the order? I can't even remember the order. What was the first match?
It was Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yes, against the Usos.
Yeah.
Let's just say hello to some people first. Squinny is here, not for long enough. He's a bingo caller now.
201, 21.
Yeah. Two fat ladies, 88. Is that right? Are you
yeah, 69.
Hooray!
Nice.
Squinny, I'd like to think that you'd be the sort of bingo caller that would just be like, just do stupid things like two fat ladies, 3. Dan
from Terra Sports Inc. is here. What's happening, Dan? Thank you for joining us.
Who else have I seen here? Oh, yeah, Squinny. Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, unfortunately,
Really
Rick Boogs got injured
at
the beginning of the night, which is a real shame. I don't think they were going to win the titles anyway. I would imagine that the intention was still for the Usos to retain, but it's a shame that his WrestleMania match had to end like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, real shame. Felt bad for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I felt real bad. Because I originally I thought it was a work. I thought, they played on the injury from SmackDown. He was just going to come back and make the save. But it didn't work out like that, unfortunately. And they had to do the finish on the fly, which was great. But not, to be honest, not the match I'd have opened with.
No, but I do like Boogs a lot. I do think he has booked a quite good future because he's very charismatic. He's huge, as Vince likes, and he's a decent moveset. So once he recovers, hopefully he can be put back into that picture and do well.
Yeah, I like the old school strongman look that he's got. You know what I mean by that? Like when you go to, well, obviously not us because we're too young for it, but when you go to a carnival back in the day and there's a guy in a singlet bending a barbell thing,
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. I like that. Just one arm, and it's like it's bent. They've got two big balls on the end. Don't make it.
There's a fat £1,000 on each end.
Yeah, a ton on each end, and they just lifted it because they're the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
Yeah.
What's happening, Rachel?
Oh my God, you guys are on! I just saw Powered 4 Insta story and thought I'd missed it. Nah.
No, it's there. Thank you for stopping by.
We're here. We only, to be fair, we started 35 minutes ago, and we were we're the worst at planning, basically, because we're all so tired.
It's happened.
Yeah, it's just we're just here. It's just happened. But look, we're here and it's all good. So the Usos retain the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Fine. It is what it is. Now we need some actual tag teams to be on SmackDown to challenge them for said tag team titles. Many comments coming in. It's really hard to keep up. So I'm sorry, guys. We're trying not to miss them. We're trying not to miss them. But yes, we're well. Thank you, Rachel.
Yes, thank you.
Are we doing a WrestleMania watch along? No, probably not. I'm not even sure how much of night 2 I'm going to even see live. But I'm off tomorrow, so whatever I missed tonight, I will watch tomorrow. Well, we watched all of last night.
I don't think I'll see any of it tonight. I'll watch it tomorrow.
That's fair.
Yeah,
1 a.m. is a rough start.
It is rough. If it was 12 o'clock, it'd be much better.
Yeah, I think 12 would be 12. I'd probably but
so just do a 1 hour pre-show and start at 12.
I'm fat.
I can't. There's no need for a 2 hour pre-show.
The thing is, you don't need a 2-hour pre-show. There wasn't even any matches on it, which is the worst.
And to be fair, Brett did comment that earlier on. I think we missed it because there was quite a few coming through. He said, "Do we think that a 2-hour pre-show? Do we think a 2-hour pre-show is too long?" And I think the answer from me is yes. If it's not going to have any matches on, absolutely,
good match.
Yeah.
Like tonight, I did see Kofi and Woods match on tonight's pre-show. Considering we got cut last night,
didn't it?
Yeah,
which is a shame. But these things do happen.
Yeah,
segments overrun, matches overrun, etc., etc. It is what it is. But it's a shame that it got cut. You don't want any WrestleMania matches to get cut. 4 hours in total over 2 nights pre-show, waste of time. Yeah. Because they're literally just going over stuff that we've already seen on weekly TV.
Yeah.
And having, the pre-show panel from what we saw last night was really painful, to be quite honest.
Kayla Braxton was like holding it down, wasn't she?
Pretty much.
Big time, yeah, because otherwise it was just out of control. You got Pete Rosenberg, dyes his beard now. Okay. Booker T doing shucky ducky quack quack. Okay, fine.
That needs to go. They need to bin that up. That needs to go in the bin immediately.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of it at all. It's pretty poo. Yeah. But the 2-hour pre-show is
a real waste. A real waste of time, in my opinion.
I thought the Ninja Warrior guy was fairly charismatic.
I liked him. Right. I think, to be honest, I feel like I could see him being in WWE in some capacity at some point.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Hence why they got him on there.
Yeah.
He was in the
crowd as well. Yes, it did. But isn't Ninja Warrior? Isn't that a Fox program? And perhaps I don't know. I'm guessing.
American Ninja Warrior. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, that's
hence why he was probably.
Katie Catanzaro came from American Ninja Warrior, didn't she? She won it.
She did. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So so the Usos retained. Then we had Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin.
Wasn't it? I can't remember.
Is that second?
Yes.
We've all got smartphones. Let's have a look.
Second or third, yeah.
Yeah, it's either that or Becca and Bianca. Becca?
That wasn't second. Who the fuck's Becca?
Becca and Bianchi.
Becca
and Bianchi.
Becca and Bianchi. Bianchi used to play for Man City.
He did. Becca Quinn Lopez, yeah.
It was Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin, of course, with Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner, Madcap Moss.
Jokes.
It looks like we've had a good comment from Brett up here. Let's have a look.
Yes, we've missed it. Let me see if I've offered.
Here we go. Got it.
Here we go.
So
right, let's read it. Crying out loud.
Fucking brilliant.
Brett, this is why we do these shows. Just for stuff like this. Okay, I ate so many nachos last night, my stomach hurt. Then I had a number 2, in brackets, runny. And Logan came on as I was on the toilet, but I couldn't see it. So I had to run in and out every 2 minutes. It was a nightmare.
Sounds it.
Oh, man. Brett, you're awesome, dude. You are so awesome.
Brett's asked thoughts on Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg.
Random. It was random.
Very random. I don't understand why he was there, but hey.
No, I don't either. But I'll show that same. They'll show that same
again tonight.
Thing tonight, won't they?
Yeah.
So Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. It was okay.
It was all right.
I didn't hate it. I honestly was expecting Baron Corbin to win. Sorry, Happy Corbin to win. Because Drew seems to have been getting the better of him on weekly TV. But it was a fine match, and hopefully that's the end of that feud now. I feel like it's been going on forever.
Yeah. So I do like Corbin, but I don't know. Just this whole thing feels thrown together. It's like we've had the king thing for a while. Let's give him something else. We've got the Moss guy.
Just Baron
guy. It's like,
see, now here's the thing, right? I actually think Riddick Moss has got potential. I always thought Riddick Moss had potential when he was in NXT for a bit, and then I think he was on the main roster tagged with somebody else, but I can't remember who.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
I can't remember who. But I think he's got potential. He's got a great look, minus that stupid ring gear because he's madcap, right? Minus the braces and the shorts. You know, he's got a great look.
Yeah, it's massive.
And he has got charisma.
Yeah.
I just think the madcap thing is a little bit stupid. And I don't even mind the Happy Corbin thing because I like the whole sort of rags to riches thing that they went with. It was very funny. But I feel like with Corbin, they've not really known what to do. Because obviously at one point he was... have we got another great comment there? You're laughing at that?
I can't cope.
Yeah, it's all okay now. I was on it so much that my that my bum started to ache, but by Austin/KO, it was all fine. That's good to know. Oh, Brett. See, I love our little games and graps community that we've got here.
It's the best.
They all know what's coming and they all just accept it like it's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much normal at this point, I feel like.
It is normal at this point.
Yeah.
But like with Baron Corbin, obviously he was Baron Corbin originally. Then he was Commissioner Corbin.
Oh yeah.
Then he was
You
Jeremy
Gordon,
Corbin.
then, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, then he was Jeremy Corbin. Then he was
Leader of the opposition.
Corbin. Yeah. And now he's Happy Corbin. I mean, at some point they will go full circle and he'll just be Baron Corbin again, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Fine. I don't care. Just let them crack on, do what they want. It's obviously amusing somebody, so sure.
Yeah. You're saying like throw Corbin. Oh yeah. But Mass Corbin as McAfee called him. Very entertaining.
Yeah, Bum-ass Corbin. I like that. Poor
Yeah.
Brett's opened up a can on him. Boss opened up a can on him. Oh God.
Nice.
Opened up a can of runny ass. That's what it's done. Next up, we had the aforementioned Miz and Logan Paul versus Ray and Dominic. A fine match. 11 minutes 15 is all it needed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's great. Well, did exactly what he wanted. It was, there to do. Logan Paul looked good. Yeah, it's great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. Enjoyed it an awful lot.
Yeah.
Rachel has asked, what do we think of Stephanie McMahon coming out and introducing Gable Stevenson to the world at WrestleMania? We all knew it was coming. That he was coming to WWE. They've made no secret about it. He won a competition recently, not like on This Morning on telly, where you ring up and Andy Peters sends you a load of prizes out in the post. I don't mean that. Like he won an actual wrestling. A real wrestling thing. I don't know what it is. NCAA. I don't fucking know. Okay.
He's a gold medalist.
Didn't he win a gold medal at the Olympics?
Yeah, he won the gold medal at the Olympics, but he's just competed in another.
Okay.
Recently,
Right,
won and he laid his boots in the middle of the mat thing. Like the PE mats that they wrestle on.
Bloody Mark.
PE mats.
Yeah. He left his boots in the.
That's like fake wrestling, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's the fake wrestling. Yeah, that's not the real wrestling.
Amateur wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, this is pro wrestling. Now he's stepping up to the big league now. Yeah. None of that Olympics muck. All right.
I thought it was random. If to answer the question, I thought it was very random.
Yeah, I understand.
But I think what they're trying to do is introduce him to the world on a big stage, so people know who he is when he turns up on Raw tomorrow,
which is what will happen.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're also tired.
Yes.
We are really tired, so I apologise for Finn yawning. He is ignorant, and that's okay.
Wait, what?
All right, Mark. Mark Lloyd's here. What's happening, Mark? How's it going, dude?
Evening, Mark.
And he's just put, "What have I come into?"
I've no idea.
What did you expect that you were going to come into, Mark? You've been to enough of these now. Yeah, you knew what was coming.
Oh, dude,
so good. WrestleMania 2 nights. Only issue is it doesn't feel as special. Like you used to have to be big to get a car on the card. Sorry, yeah, I can read. Now it's like pack everyone into 2 nights. It doesn't feel as special.
Everyone except the 2 champions, IT champion and the US champion, somehow left up the card. I don't understand why.
Yeah. I don't mind it over 2 nights. But it's still really long. You know what I mean?
So this is what I was literally just thinking that then, in that it got to a point where you'd have 10 till 12 would be your pre-show, Sunday Night Heat, and then it was getting to a point where it was starting at midnight and finishing at around 5:30. So that's like a full day at work.
It is
of wrestling TV, and at that point, that's where it's like, look, I get it. I get why they have to make it as big and as long and blah 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 and all of that, but it's too much, and you could start to sense it with the live crowd as well because they were.
They're burnt out massively.
They're burnt out. They're flagging. Yeah, especially if they're in somewhere where it's really hot and the sun's on them all day, and they're just by the main event, they're usually just like, oh god, I'm knackered. I mean, the one that was in. Was that a Mania? It was in New Jersey last.
Yeah, that was WrestleMania.
Years. Yeah. It finished at like 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning local time.
Yeah.
Let alone bloody 5:30 in the morning here. So it made sense for it to go to 2 nights, and then obviously the pandemic hit, and that kind of forced their hand. But then you look at the next. So last night was. And what did it finish? What time did it finish? About 5:05?
5. Yeah, about 5:05 in the end. Yeah,
5 o'clock. So that's 4. So that's 6 hours. So you're actually over the 2 nights. You're at 12 hours.
Now a 4-hour WrestleMania I can deal with. Okay,
I can
4 hours I can deal with.
Yeah.
Because that's just an additional hour to a normal pay-per-view, and that's fine.
Yeah,
but. It's the 2-hour pre-show that I have a grievance with, and then 4 hours of WrestleMania, because it's just a waste of time. I know they're not necessarily catering to they're not catering to a British audience at all. Of course not.
But 1 a.m. for us, a 4-hour pay-per-view is a bit much.
Yeah,
there is absolutely no reason at all why that pay-per-view couldn't have started at 12.
No.
Yeah. Because I get that it's it's the prime time slots in America. It's fucking WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's WrestleMania.
It'll get viewers, whatever. Stick it on in the middle of the bloody day.
Yeah.
People will watch it. It's so yeah. It's the 2-night thing. I understood it if it was a case of right, we can't have an overall 8-hour show. Let's split it over 2 nights. But actually now. That they've taken that opportunity to then but they've taken that opportunity to then have 12 hours of TV.
Well, yeah, because I mean, last night there was 7 matches at WrestleMania, good amount of matches, and 4 hours is fine, I think, for WrestleMania.
Yeah,
but when you look at it over the 2 nights, it's 8 hours of wrestling and 14 matches.
Yeah.
And it's like, Kev, I'll get to that in a second, because this year's WrestleMania, no excuse at all, because
the roof.
The roof was on the stadium. So, David says, I get your point.
I get the point. Like normally, like it always felt weird to me. Sometimes, like watching Mania, and the opening few matches were like daylight, bright sunshine. But yeah, last night
Sting coming out for his first ever match in WWE.
Yeah, and you can't see the lights.
Daytime. It's so stupid.
I do get it. The nighttime gives them way better lighting for all the pyro and effects and stuff. But that stadium has a roof, so you could do that at any time of the day.
Yeah. David says, but guys, NXT TakeOver was also on same day as night 1. Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. That as well, the 3 hours or whatever.
Yeah, NXT was 2.5 hours last night or yesterday. So it was literally NXT straight to the 2-hour pre-show and then 4 hours of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I mean, holy shit.
Much. Yeah.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Too much.
Next year will be bright as fuck. Yeah, it will. It's in LA next year, isn't it? It's in Hollywood. Hollywood.
Yeah. So it'll have that same feel as 31, where you got Sting coming out in bright daylight. But I don't know what. I mean, again, I don't know where exactly it is. I'm guessing it's in some massive stadium. Has that
Is it
stadium?
is it the Sophie Stadium?
Yeah, it's just the new one, isn't it?
I don't know what American football team plays there. LA
Is it
Rams,
the Rams?
maybe. I don't know.
I think it might be the Rams. I don't know. Walsh should be able to answer that one.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
I don't know whether that's got a roof. But...
I mean, it's brand new, so it is. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So I mean, it's an awful lot of wrestling, but then WWE take New Japan have Wrestle Kingdom over 2 nights. They always have.
Yeah.
But they pack out their weekends. Wrestle Kingdom is super long. If you've ever seen Wrestle Kingdom, it's really, really long. And if you don't watch Japanese wrestling, it's a difficult watch as well because it's not. I mean, it's a big production, but it's not a slick production. It's very strange the way that they do it. I'm not shitting on New Japan. I'm sure it's great. I don't watch it personally, but I have watched Wrestle Kingdom previously. But I would, I would rather.
Is it that one that's always on the 4th of Jan, no matter what day the 4th of Jan is? It's that one, isn't it?
Yeah. But they really pack it out. There's all sorts going on that week for New Japan. They literally just have about 4 days of it. It's fucking nuts. Right. Moving on. Next up was this is the first really, Japan crowds are really quiet as well because they're respectful just watching the show.
Culture, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. It is weird. But, that's their culture. So who are we to shit on it because we're hooligans? Next up, this was the first really great match of WrestleMania for me. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. This was 19 minutes long.
Yeah.
And this was really, really good.
Yeah, yes. So good.
Superb match.
I would have had no issue with this going on first and really setting fire to the crowd. And then, nice one for yawning again. That's cool.
Can't help it.
Everyone's just so tired. But I would have put this on first. I would have changed the order of the card and had this one on first because obviously there's a barn burner on after this as well.
Yeah, some website I was reading said it was going to be on first, so I just assumed they were right. But no. But yeah, it was a great match. Both of them put on a hell of a performance. Really good. Told a great story as well. And what's been great is that everyone always, has a pop at WWE for long-term storytelling. But obviously, it depends what your class is long-term, I guess. But this obviously been going on since SummerSlam, where Becky beat a shocked, unexpecting Bianca Belair in 7 seconds or whatever it was. But this has been going on since then. Bianca sort of looking for retribution, not the faction, to win back the Raw, to win back a championship. Obviously, Becky won the SmackDown Women's Championship at SummerSlam, and then of course transitioned over to Raw, where her and Charlotte swapped the titles and gave Bianca that opportunity to then sort of go on to challenge Becky and have this back and forth storyline. And it's been so good as well. Really, really good stuff between the two of them.
Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah, I agree. It was just a good story arc, wasn't it, for Bianca? Redemption and all that sort of thing. And and the match itself was great. Really, really great.
I mean,
two
now
very over wrestlers.
Oh God, incredibly. I mean, now I would like to see Bianca move on from Becky. Maybe Becky sort of have a bit of time away. Again, not ages. I mean, Becky can go and do whatever she wants, but I'd like to see Bianca sort of enter a feud now with someone else. Maybe a returning Bayley on Raw or Oscar or something like that. Because they're due back. They're both in Dallas, so they're both good to go.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And I will say this: I think Bianca Belair is the biggest female superstar that WWE has. Everyone lords over Becky Lynch, and people love Charlotte Flair for whatever reason. But for me, Bianca Belair is she has it all. She is
the full package.
She is what a superstar looks like.
Yeah.
She's got great music. She's got a very good entrance. She She makes her own gear, and it always looks superb. She's just a tremendous, genuine, natural athlete as well.
Yeah, the strongest woman alive.
Oh, she's absolutely fucking unbelievable. And if I'm WWE, she's the woman that I'm building that division around for the next 10 years. Yeah. Because she's young.
Yeah.
Charlotte's had her run in the spotlight, and it seems to me that, I know she's still the champion. We'll get to that in a little while. But for me, the sort of draw and all that sort of stuff surrounding Charlotte Flair, I think maybe has died off a touch.
Well, I think as well from a standpoint of wanting to be your face of a division, there's too much noise around Charlotte at the minute. Bad noise as well. And I think as well, you could say the same similar for Sasha Banks. So you hear a lot of reports that they're not. Don't know them personally, but you hear reports that they're not likable people. Whereas Bianca Belair just seems very genuine, as well as being supremely talented. So, why wouldn't you want to make her the face of your women's division?
Yeah. Mark says there, Charlotte Flair and Bianca for me are superstars, female or male. Yeah, they are. Oh yeah, they are. But I mean, like in terms of the divisions that they're in, because there's obviously no intergender stuff in WWE. Bianca is the biggest superstar in the women's division in WWE. Is probably the words that I should have used. You build that division around her for the next 10 years. She could, she can have. I think she can have a great match with anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I anticipate Lacey Evans coming back very soon. She'll come back as a heel, obviously, and she could enter straight away into a title feud with Bianca Belair, and her and Bianca have a good feud. And obviously, Bianca coming out at the end of it as the champion still, but she could have a great feud with anybody. I think. I mean, Chris has put there, like, I agree now, Sonny, and the heel run Bianca will have when the time is right will be immense. Yeah, she could do it all.
Yeah, she can.
Just an unbelievable talent. So good, and I'm glad that she won. It was a great match. Loved the ending. It was really good. I love the KOD. I think that's a great move. It's a great finishing move.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Bianca makes it look just totally effortless as well.
Yeah, it's not like it's one of those moves that isn't used by anyone else. It's just like her own unique move. You don't see anyone else using it. Makes it her own.
Yeah, it's good.
Like a lot.
Brett says Charlotte
or something like that.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Logan Paul did really good.
He did,
running Power Slam. Brett says Charlotte is still top draw for me. HBK was a prick in his peak. As long as Charlotte is on my screen, is the way she is. I think I'm just bored of Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I think
it's
I'm
been done to that
as well. Yeah, is at the point where it's like how people owe John Cena, but she's on the TV all the time. She always wins. It's like, okay, I'm bored of this now. It only needs to change up with Charlotte. I know.
Yeah, like Roman, for example. It's a great example there, because everyone was sick to death of Roman, getting booed out of the building, because people were just sick to death of it. Went away, came back, reinvented himself. Now he's the biggest, one of the biggest superstars in the world.
Yeah,
him and Brock Lesnar are the two biggest superstars in all of professional wrestling, and nobody can tell me different.
Yep, I agree. Easily.
Rachel's put, I think it's harder. She's the daughter of Rick, but how many second gens have we seen fail? It's harder sometimes when it's Ric Flair, who's still loving the spotlight. Thankfully, Ric Flair is now not part of a major company. So, you can step. I think Charlotte stepped out of that spotlight a while ago.
Yeah.
I think she already moved on from being the daughter of Ric Flair a long time ago.
Yeah.
I really do. She'll always be the daughter of Ric Flair, obviously, but I think in terms of that being mentioned on TV, I think that was done and dusted ages ago.
Yeah. I don't. I probably came across as I really shitting on her. I don't dislike her, and she is again, we were talking about athletes earlier. She is one of those. She's just supremely talented, an athlete. But it's been done to death, like you say. I mean, Walsh has put. Look just how long Sasha and Charlotte have been on our TVs, and by the very beginning, they've both been the exact same ever since.
Yeah. And that's not a good thing.
No, there's not been that kind of huge change. Like what you saw with what you've seen with Roman and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I don't dislike her. You just read a lot of negative stuff around Charlotte at the moment.
I think change is essential, especially in professional wrestling. I mean, another great example of this is The Undertaker. Because The Undertaker has been The Undertaker all this time, but look how many changes the character's been through. It's been consistently The Undertaker, but different in many ways. Obviously, you had, early days Undertaker, grey gloves and the grey boot covers and all that sort of stuff. And, with Paul Bearer and the urn and all that kind of thing. And, then you also had sort of what we're watching at the minute on Raw. He's got the mask and all that sort of stuff. Then they had the Ministry of Darkness Undertaker. And then you had American Badass Undertaker. Then he came, there's just been so many, there's been so many incarnations of the Undertaker, but it's still been the same. It's still been the Undertaker, but he's evolved so it doesn't get stale. Chris has put there, the biggest stars evolved. The Rock, went from Rocky Maivia to Nation of Domination Rock to the corporate champion Rock. And now The Rock is the biggest star in the world. Not wrestling. He's the biggest star in the world, like the biggest celebrity in the entire world. It's absolutely mental.
Yeah.
Jericho, another perfect example. Constantly changing and still changing to this day and still relevant.
Yeah.
Trish, Lita, Becky Lynch, been around as long as Charlotte and Sasha, but has changed and has become a much bigger star and stayed relevant and kept people caring this entire time.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
I totally agree.
That's what people, Brock as well has changed. Brock is Brock, and he's just a megastar. But even Brock has changed over the years, and it's you have to evolve in this business because otherwise, you will get stale and people will turn on you. Look at Goldberg. Never changed. Always been the same. Always been the same. And people don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Jericho's been in the business longer. Undertaker's been in the business longer. People still want to see him. Goldberg has, not been in the business as long as any of these people. Triple H, Orton, and yet no one wants to see him.
You can even put Cena in that category as well. Could technically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look when he first came in. Prototype.
Yeah. Prototype.
That rap gimmick should never have worked, but he made it work.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
The biggest stars and the best to be a superstar, you have to be able to evolve. And if because Charlotte Flair's just been Charlotte Flair for this entire time.
Yeah.
Even
when she's the face, she's still the same as she is when she's the heel.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, like even when Bayley went from face to heel, it was a big shift, a complete
huge shift.
You know what I mean? It was a huge shift. You had the Bayley buddies and all that, and then it was like just emo Bayley.
And
I think she was and she's awesome at it as well. She's so good.
From the wrestling from SmackDown during the COVID era.
The pandemic era,
she carried the company, carried the division, carried the company through the pandemic.
Yeah,
definitely. But I mean, I don't even know how we even got onto that topic, but we did.
Talk about Charlotte.
Oh yeah, of course. But so Bianca won. She's the new Raw Women's Champion. Looking forward to seeing what she does next. Now, somebody else who has certainly evolved. Two men that have evolved over time.
Yeah.
Seth freaking Rollins versus mystery opponent.
Oh,
Now
Vacant.
Now Seth Rollins has been he's been so good. He's carried an entire WrestleMania match on his back without an opponent.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And made it one of the biggest talking points going into WrestleMania. Now, we all knew who it was going to be. Was there still a shred of doubt? A little bit. But we knew who it was going to be.
There's still people saying like, "Oh, if it's not Cody, it could be this guy." Blah blah blah. But yeah, when you heard that first thing, it's like, "Oh, thank God, it is Cody."
Yeah,
the whole thing is just so super surreal. Is because it's not just Cody; it's Cody with that music. American Nightmare Cody looks the same as he did, in the Indies and AEW.
Yeah,
it's not WWE Cody; it's Cody's own.
Yeah, this is the Cody Rhodes that Cody Rhodes always wanted to be on the biggest stage.
Yeah,
if you get what I mean by that.
Absolutely.
So, he was Cody. He was all sorts of stuff in WWE, dashing Cody Rhodes and all that kind of thing. The legacy Cody Rhodes and Stardust. But we were sat there watching it last night, and it was super surreal to see, to hear the music, see him come up through the ramp, see the American Nightmare stuff everywhere. It was super surreal because, for the last 3 years, it's been super synonymous with AEW.
Yeah.
Like when you think of AEW, you thought Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Essentially, he was the face, or one of the faces of AEW. Initially, yeah.
Yeah. Both company.
And to see him back in WWE is just insane to me.
Yeah, like some parallel universe all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
I said it last night, didn't I? If we just a year ago when we were watching, I think we were watching it at home, weren't we? But a year ago, if you'd have said Cody Rhodes is going to be at WrestleMania next year and he's going to have a match against Seth Rollins, you could have probably thought I was on drugs or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it just did not. We talked about it on the way back from where we went last night before Mania, and if you were gonna look at the roster, the AEW roster 3 months ago, and say which one of those will be the first one to go to WWE, he would have been at the bottom of my list.
Yeah,
probably the very bottom of my list. Him and CM Punk, I would put on a par.
Yeah,
and he ends up being the first one.
Yeah, mad.
So absolutely crazy. Yeah, and I've seen and heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, what a load of bollocks! He's coming back." After he spat his dummy out and left, and now he's come back, and I hope Vince McMahon buries him. Look, we're not. I don't think that was the case at all. I think. When he was Stardust, I think he probably had it in mind that he was better than that. And at the time, WWE didn't have anything really for him or didn't really want to. And he went away and reinvented himself, doing all the stuff that we've kind of just been talking about. And I think at the time, he just needed that. He needed that spark, didn't he, to probably fall back in love with wrestling.
Yeah.
And it just so happened to be that along that journey of him having some time away, going to the Indies, having some dream matches for him, he ended up then creating a whole new company that rivaled WWE. And actually, he's done some press stuff today, and he actually said, look, he was like, I never wanted to be an EVP or whatever it is, executive vice president. Is that what it was? He says, I never want to be that. I want to be a world champion. And I realized that a few months ago. I think, he's done what he wanted to do. It feels like he almost, the whole AEW thing, he's kind of not stumbled into it, but it's probably wasn't in his mind when he left WWE. I'm going to start a rival company. And then it happened. Yeah, I know he smashed up the hole, smashed up the throne and everything, but it seems that is just that's wrestling. That's the business, isn't it? And apparently, before his match last night, Triple H was the last person to go and see him in his trailer to wish him luck.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
And Cody Rhodes has said, I know I did and said what I did in AEW, but Triple H always has been and always will be one of my favorite wrestlers. So it's just, it's business. That's all that was.
In the wrestling business, you do what you can do to get that pop.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
To pop the crowd. That's what you do, I've read a lot of the press stuff that he's done today as well. And, he's been very candid, actually. He's been very sort of open and honest. It certainly seems that, this is a huge deal. And WWE did what they could to get him. Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard, along with Nick Khan, they flew out to see him. And Cody was like, look, it has to be, I have to be myself. I have to be the American Nightmare. I have to have my music. He owns the music, by the way, because that song is a nod to him leaving WWE last time to go out and find himself. That's what it's about. So that's his song. I mean, he had it all through the Indies, had it in Japan, had it in Ring of Honor, had it in wherever else he's been, Impact. That's his music. And, Vince came out to see him and Cody said, yeah, he's talked all of the trash under the sun. And basically the response that he got from Vince McMahon was, yeah, but you went out there and did it. You went out there and did what you set out to do. What you wanted to do was become a big superstar. And he's not become a big superstar. He's gone out there and become a megastar. Because let's be honest here, he is one of the most talked about matches on WrestleMania without being an advertised match.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He was the thing that everybody was talking about. Who's Seth Rollins' opponent going to be? It's got to be Cody. If it's not Cody, I'm going to be so angry and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And the reception he got last night, and oh my God, I'll happily say, I've never been a massive Cody fan at all, especially when he left WWE. And I don't know, I think, you lose connection, don't you, when you don't watch the stuff that they're on and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, when he went to AEW and he was doing all the stuff, because, and I'll openly admit, I was very much always been a WWE guy. We all have, we've all said it. So when he was smashing up the throne and all that sort of stuff, I was thinking, this is not what I want to see. I still love WWE and all that kind of crap.
It sort of came across as very arrogant in some ways.
Yes, it did. You're right, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what he was going for, obviously. But it did. I don't know.
I think at the same time as well, he'd put himself and maybe the internet wrestling community had put him on that pedestal of, you've got to slag WWE off. You've got to do it. So if he hadn't done that sort of stuff, they'd have been like, oh, you're still WWE at heart. He almost had to prove that he was like, no, I'm nothing to do with them anymore. I'm all elite, all this, all that shtick. It's almost like he had to do it. Kind of at times it felt like he had to do it to kind of save face. So, but like Walsh has just put there, it was hard to blame him for having a chip on his shoulder. Yeah, I mean,
of course, he had a point to prove. He had a point to prove. He holds all that stuff in himself, and he firmly believes. I mean, he said, did he? He said to Nick Khan, Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard, that he believes that he's the best wrestler in the world, and whether he is or whether he isn't, you have to have that belief. Stone Cold always said it. Not kayfabe. Stone Cold said, if you're not in the business to be the world champion, why are you here? Why are you in the business? Because of course you want to be the world champion. You want to be the person trusted to carry, because if you're the champion, you're carrying that company. You're, you are. Look at all the champions synonymous throughout the years in WWE. Hulk Hogan at the minute, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, The Rock, Stone Cold, all big WWE champions and WWF champions. If you don't want to be that, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
But that's what he wanted to be, and that's what he firmly believed he could be. And as Stardust, you aren't going to be that, are you?
Exactly. Even when he was Stardust, he's always been a great, wrestler. Even as
Professional.
Stardust, but yeah, exactly.
Do you know what? I actually really, when he was Stardust, I remember saying to Sonny, I was like, I think actually Cody Rhodes is one of the best in the business at taking a character, along with someone like Jericho. I think he's one of the best to be given a character and go, well, that's not really what I wanted to do, but fuck it. And I actually didn't mind the Stardust stuff. He clearly hated it, and that's why he was like, well, I've got to leave this business and I need to go and do what I want to do for a few years, and then ends up setting up a rival company. But I've always thought he was great, best wrestler in the world. Maybe not in my opinion, but he will. I think he's good enough to make you believe that he is.
Yeah, I think he talks I think he talks a big game. Yeah. And for me, he always looked. He's not an indie guy.
No.
He's not your. He went and did the indies, but he said it himself from 2000. He's always come up through the WWE system, and he's a WWE guy, and for him, I find all the stuff. I know, Kev, I understand what you're saying there. You don't think you'll do anything with him when it comes to the main roster. I think the complete opposite of that. I think he's going to have a big run. I think they understand. I think Cody's basically set his terms for coming back with the fact that Vince flew out to see him. Vince McMahon doesn't do that for anybody. Vince McMahon most certainly wouldn't have done that for the likes of Adam Cole or Samoa Joe or whoever else. But this is, it's a big deal. I was sat there watching it last night, because some wrestling creates these moments, right? And they don't happen all that often anymore.
Yeah.
Where you sit there and think, wow, this is why I watch pro wrestling. And I sat there last night. Cody made his entrance and he stood across the way from Seth Rollins, and the camera pans out and you see the WrestleMania ring apron, and you're like, God, this is surreal and feels huge. It feels like such a huge moment in not just WWE, but in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
It just felt like that. It felt exciting, and it felt like, this is a huge deal. And this is from somebody who's not a massive Cody fan, but it just felt like such a big moment. That was a real. They talk about WrestleMania moments and all that sort of stuff, but that was one.
Yeah. We haven't seen something like a wrestler jumping promotion since like WCW days, because there's not been other promotion since WCW. So it's like this is the first time in years you've had something like this happen.
And this is the first person to go from AEW to WWE. We've seen gazillions of people go from WWE to AEW and go wherever else.
Yeah.
But for this new company, they are still new. They're still very much in their infancy, 3 years. For one of the biggest stars and their founders and one of their EVPs to finish up with the new exciting hot company that everyone wants to go to go back to what is commonly perceived as the enemy, the sports entertainment side of things, is not pro wrestling. This is a massive deal, and people can say whatever they want about it, Cody Rhodes, and I tweeted this last night. You can say whatever, you can think whatever you want about WWE, and you can think whatever you want about Cody Rhodes, but that moment was massive.
Yeah, it was. It was. And I think as well, they went about it the right way, I think.
I agree.
Because they could have gone really over the top with it and brought him in tonight at the end of the Brock Reigns match and pushed him straight into that. And they haven't.
Yeah.
They put him in a match against someone who I mean, we've not even talked about Seth.
He picked Seth.
And did he?
Yeah. He picked Seth. Apparently, one of the first matches that Seth had as they were just about to bring the Shield up to the main roster.
I've seen the picture, yeah.
Was Cody, well, I'm assuming it was Stardust and Goldust against Shield.
Might be actually. Yeah.
And basically what they were saying is Cody said it had to be Seth.
Yeah, so well, I mean, we've not even talked about Seth and how amazing he is, but they've not thrust him straight into that title picture.
Yes,
and Seth currently doesn't have a belt, so it's not like he's come in and then won a belt straight away. I think he will win something fairly quick. But and I know, I mean, Kev has put there that he just sees Cody as a mid-carder. And you know what? You're probably right. But you can be a great mid-carder. Look at The Miz. Unbelievable mid-carder. And I'd put Cody above someone like The Miz.
Look at them. I get that comment from Kev there, but also look at some of the wrestlers that never won the big one.
Yeah.
And they would be considered mid-carders. $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase is a household name for people who watch wrestling in the late 80s through the 90s. Mr. Perfect. Oh, Chris has just said that. Mr. Perfect.
Chris has just put it. Yeah.
Scott Hall never won the big one.
Yeah.
Never won the big one.
Yeah. Crazy.
There's fucking so many more. There is so many more. But yeah, it doesn't. If you can, you don't have to be a main event guy. Is Cody a main event guy? I think he could be. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Is he more of a main event guy than the current AEW World Heavyweight Champion? Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he is. People's opinions are going to differ, and I'm okay with it. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a great moment. I thought it was a great match as well.
Fantastic match.
Really
great
match.
Match. Given time, 21 minutes 40 seconds to be precise. That match got
good time.
Yeah, it was good.
We even talked about it in the Discord beforehand. Chris was saying sort of. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. We hope it was given 20 minutes or so. And they were. And it was great. Everyone got their back and forth. There was near falls. It was, Cody looked great. I thought Seth was great. Seth's great anyway. Like I said, he carried this whole match on, on mystery alone.
Yeah.
Did all the bits with Vince. He did all the jumping through hoops to get his moment,
Yeah, no, it was cool. I really enjoyed it. Very sort of surreal, strange at the same time. Just a great wrestling moment. Just a great moment in wrestling history, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed.
Yeah, completely. But really good, really great match, really great moment. Two great superstars. I want to see them continue to feud, especially if they're going to put bangers on like that.
Yeah.
They will.
Again, it's a perfect example of two wrestlers that don't need to have a belt on the line to have a feud, or don't necessarily need like some convoluted backstory. Just let them have a few matches.
Yeah, but now they can build a rivalry off it.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much potential for matches now that with Cody being back, because there's still going to be unfinished business with guys that he had matches with previously. I'm really looking forward to seeing. I mean, he might even open Raw this week. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if he opened Raw this week, because why would you not have him open Raw?
Yeah, the biggest talking point.
Yeah, and they've made such a huge deal out of it as well. There's 3 T-shirts already available for Cody. I'm pretty certain his action figure's already in the works. It's fucking nuts, man. It's so, it's surreal, but also very cool. Kev says, I feel like Cody isn't as interesting as Miz or Dolph or Carlito. Okay, it's a thing. I think he's a great wrestler and his promos aren't bad, but hey, look, Kev, and that's totally fine, mate. And you're entitled to that opinion. That's the great thing about wrestling. It's polarizing. Everyone has different opinions about everything.
Yeah, like Cody was getting booed in AEW by the end of his run. People are getting sick of him by that point. So obviously Cody does have his haters, and you see online AEW or the AEW smarks going, "Oh, I can't believe Cody would betray us like that."
Oh,
there was boiled piss everywhere last night.
Oh, there was boiled piss everywhere. There was snot and tears and the lot.
Yeah. That's another conversation for another time, isn't it?
Yeah.
This rivalry stuff is such fucking bollocks as well. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy wrestling while since we've got so many great wrestlers across all promotions at the minute. Ring of Honor was phenomenal on Friday. I'm sure Impact was great as well. I've not really seen much about it because I was so busy yesterday. I didn't have a chance to read it. I watched NXT. I caught NXT. A bit of NXT earlier on. I thought the women's match was exceptional. I thought the tag team title match was exceptional. So there's great wrestling to watch everywhere. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy all wrestling. Even if WWE's not your bag because it's sports entertainment, there's great matches to still be had, to still be watched. There is. Just enjoy wrestling, Don.
Next up.
I didn't enjoy as much. Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's like it didn't have a lot of chemistry going.
No.
It's just it felt a bit sloppy, a bit.
I thought Kay hit the nail on the head when she said that they didn't seem to have much chemistry in the ring.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Wasn't overly enjoyed. Yeah, just quite sloppy, wasn't it? I felt.
Yeah, they felt stiff as well, like
real stiff,
punching themselves in the. Yeah, it wasn't great. I mean,
no,
it wasn't terrible, I don't think, but it just wasn't as good of a match they could have put on. If the chemistry was there. They're both great wrestlers, but together they just something didn't click in that match.
Well, I don't. I'm still not sold on Ronda as a wrestler.
Okay,
that's fair.
I
don't have many matches to be fair.
No, she hasn't, and I'm doing massive disservice, and she's fucking far better athlete than I'll ever be. I mean, I can't even stand up at a gig for 2 hours without being in pain. So, but I've always kind of felt that the Ronda matches were a bit, she does these moves and stuff, and they're very sort of MMA, judo, all that sort of inspired. They just don't come across as typical, whereas you look at someone like Shayna Baszler, who's a similar ilk, from that same background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I've never thought that about any of her matches. When she was like, massive in NXT, you were like, yeah, she's good. She's really good. Whereas I think with Ronda, it just seems a bit like, she's a bit all like arms and legs, and I don't know. I feel like I'm.
I get it. I get that.
Shitting on her, but it's.
No, but you're entitled to that opinion, though.
Yeah, I
agree with you. Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I like her and stuff, and she's an incredible athlete, and she's a legend in what all the different stuff that she's done in the past, and again, like you were talking about The Rock earlier, she's done a bit of acting, she's done a bit of this, done a bit of that, fair play. She's a huge star. She's known. She put that women's UFC, the UFC women's division on the map,
Yeah.
But I've just never felt like I've watched a Ronda Rousey match in WWE and thought, wow, that was incredible.
The only match I've watched of Ronda Rousey's and I thought, wow, she's a real talent, and she's picked this up real quick, was the first match that she had at WrestleMania 3 years ago, whenever it was. 4 years ago. I can't remember.
Was that the was that the Triple H?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Match? Yeah, that was good.
I think another problem is that she was very much rushed onto the main roster, where Shayna had all this time in developmental, all these matches in NXT, and then slowly brought up to the main roster.
I think Shayna's a classic case of she gets it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for sure.
I think Shayna's a way more. I mean, and she is, because she's been doing it for a lot longer, and that's okay. But Shayna's far more a polished professional wrestler than what Ronda Rousey is. Ronda Rousey's just got the name, and the previous the history with putting the UFC women's division on the map, like you said. But for me, Shayna is above and beyond the level that Ronda Rousey's at in terms of being a pro wrestler.
Yeah. Because Ronda's got the like you say, she's got the name, hasn't she?
She's got the name value. Yeah, she's a draw. Whereas Shayna Baszler,
she is. Yeah,
isn't, for the most part, because Ronda Rousey's a household name, where Shayna Baszler isn't.
No, yeah.
Chris has said there, Ronda's matches feel like they're laid out for her, even with how sloppy they tend to be. Yeah, but with what you said before about her being all arms and legs, I agree with that, because she does seem, like her punches don't. I mean, we always joke about Shane McMahon having shit.
Shane McMahon, it's this. I think the same. I honestly, I think when I watch Ronda do her punches, it reminds me of Shane McMahon.
yeah.
And I know that's probably because Ronda knows how to punch properly. And I'm pretty sure if she punched me, she'd fucking knock me out. But whether that's what it is, maybe that's what it is for Shane McMahon. Maybe he's just that much of a pure striker that he can't fake.
That's exactly it. MMA trained and all that. Yeah.
MMA trained. Really. He's like he's that good of a natural with the punches that fake ones just don't quite cut it. But no, the punches is an issue for me. For sure.
Yeah, the punches is an issue for me. Also, and again, I know she's got an MMA background, but and again, I'm going to use the Shayna comparison here. Shayna's added things to her game. Now, Ronda Rousey's been around WWE for long enough where you would think there's no harm in doing a scoop slam. It doesn't need to always be a judo throw. It doesn't always need to be that arm over the shoulder of that throw. Yeah. It doesn't always need to be that. It doesn't always need to be a fancy transition into an arm bar. It doesn't. It can just be, just an Irish whipper into the corner and hit her with a running clothesline. It doesn't have to be, just to add, you still have all that stuff because that's what you're known for. But just, be a pro. If you're going to be a pro wrestler, be a pro wrestler.
Yeah. Go and watch some tapes of Steve Blackman. Come on, Ron.
Exactly, the finest example of a martial artist being a pro wrestler. You don't be a hardcore champion with unbelievable entrance music for no reason.
Great entrance music, fucking awesome.
Awesome so entrance music, so underrated as well. That entrance music, so good.
I'm gonna listen to
Get training with Steve Blackman. Go do some training with Steve Blackman and then come back and we'll see. But no, in all serious, I think if we're honest, Ronda is missing transitions. Yeah. I think Ronda is absolutely missing transitions. I think she has she understands what pro wrestling is about, and she understands the for the most part the science of it and the storytelling aspect of it. But she's still very much a fighter, and I think she's still very much got that fighter mindset. And I think it's something that she's just not able to get past at the minute. I just think she needs to add more to her repertoire.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think Sonny's. Oh, no, you saw that. Okay.
I'm still here. Sorry, I hadn't frozen.
I thought he's frozen as well then.
No, sorry. I was reading Kev's comment. Do you all know Nikado Avocado? I'm assuming that's... I don't know what that is.
Oh,
Nikado Avocado.
What is it?
I think I know what it is. I think it's some YouTuber.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah. You might think someone else, I can't remember. But...
Despite doing YouTube stuff, I don't watch YouTubers.
I watch I watch a small group of people I like, but I don't follow like the big guys.
Like my nephew tells me about all these YouTubers that he watches. I have no idea.
Yes, I'm the same. Like I've heard of one or two, but I don't. He eats a lot of food. Oh, he does he does the mukbangs. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
What's
that?
A very large, annoying man who eats a lot of food.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is
that's
famous
his whole
for this,
gimmick. Yeah, I think it's his whole gimmick is big guy who eats food and really annoying.
Yep. Probably earns more than the three of us combined. And,
easily.
And
probably
a quarter of the work.
Yeah. Okay, so this guy's a YouTuber, is he? And he eats food on YouTube.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know who he is, Kev. Obviously, these guys do know who he is, but
well, I've heard of him.
I've never actually watched an actual video. I've just heard people talking about him.
Fair enough.
Seen clips and people saying this guy's weird, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's weird.
He had a mental breakdown over a chicken sandwich.
We've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
We have all been there. Yeah, we have. Anyway, Charlotte Flair won the match. Charlotte tapped out while the referee was distracted. The whole sequence was a little bit sloppy, to be fair. After Charlotte speared the soul out of Charles Robinson.
Yeah,
and, it's a good spear.
Good spear, sold it like a champ. He did, but yeah, Charlotte tapped out when the referee's back was turned because, of course, he did. Charlotte hit Ronda with a big boot. 1, 2, 3, match over. That feud's not over. So we get to see that match again. Like, I really can't wait. I can't hold my excitement.
Hopefully they can figure something out and improve it.
Make it a ladder match. Make it a fucking tables. But I don't know. Do something.
Yeah, why not?
Something different.
You're right. Give it something different. Do the fucking fight pit gimmick they had on NXT. That's awesome.
Yeah, why not?
In fact, no. Have Charlotte and Ronda have a match for the women's title, and then put Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey in the fight pit from NXT.
Oh yeah,
and we'll see how they deal with that. That'd be awesome.
How did I put Shayna and Ronda together yet? They even like a tag team or something.
No, not a tag team. I want them to fight each other.
Yeah, me too. But I'm surprised I haven't done something with them together. Just like. Yeah,
well, they kind of acknowledged each other at the Rumble, didn't they? They're in the ring at the same time.
Yeah.
And they kind of like looked at each other, didn't they? So I think there was talk of them being a tag team, but I mean,
I don't want that. I want to see them fight each other. That to me is a far more interesting match than than Becky versus Ronda, than Charlotte versus Ronda, than anybody else on that women's roster against Ronda. I want to see Shayna Baszler versus Ronda. I think that'd be great. Shayna could teach her a thing or two as well.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Shayna's stuck in some random tag team match with Natalia for no reason. Just strange.
Yeah, who's the tag team partner?
Natalia.
But why?
Yeah. Because submissions, I guess. Who knows?
Right.
Because
submissions.
Yeah, they both do submissions. That's WWE's logic.
Submissions.
Yeah.
Okay, so it moves on to what turned out to be the main event. It was originally slated to be the KO show, but turned into Stone Cold Steve Austin in the main event of WrestleMania for the first time in 19 years versus Kevin Owens in a no-holds-barred match. And I absolutely loved it. Submission sorority too. Jesus Christ, imagine that.
I was thinking, I nearly said submission sorority earlier.
Yeah.
Remember about submission, yeah.
But I loved this. It was exactly what the match should have been. Didn't need to be, anything more than this. Austin was taking, but I expected it to be an Austin beating the shit out of Kevin Owens for the majority. Well, for
a few minutes.
Yeah, for a few minutes, drinks beer, goes into the back, takes in the adulation of the crowd. But instead, Austin's there taking bumps, taking suplexes on concrete floor, getting his face smashed against the ring post, getting, smacked with weapons. It was
delivering suplexes as well.
Delivering suplexes on the stage. It was great. It wasn't Shawn Michaels coming back at Saudi type shit show.
Yeah,
not at all.
It was
pretty good.
Austin knew what that match needed to be and what it should be, and they worked it perfectly. I mean, if you're Kevin Owens, you know that's it. You can retire now. Your career's done.
To highlight your career, yeah.
I think Kevin Owens is a similar age to us. I think, and he clearly watched wrestling the same as we did as a kid. Could you imagine waking up this morning and thinking, I headlined WrestleMania with Steve Austin?
Yeah.
Just dream come true for Kevin Owens. He's probably got the biggest. He's probably walking around like a dog with two dicks today. Unbelievable. Yeah. He must be on cloud 9 because not only did he get to wrestle one of his heroes in the main event at WrestleMania, it was also really good as well. It wasn't like he's not woke up this morning thinking, "Oh God, that was a shit show."
Yeah,
that was like it shouldn't have.
And neither should Austin. Austin should not.
Exactly.
Like he's tarnished his legacy because he hasn't at all. That the crowd were popping so hard for everything that happened in that match. There was not one bit in that match where I thought this is not good. I think that the way the whole thing was done was perfect. Owens played his role, amazing.
Yeah, and
he obviously helped carry a now much older Stone Cold Steve Austin, even though he didn't need much carrying. But he did that. Kevin Owens did the heavy lifting and made that match just so good. And it was, when people come out of retirement, sometimes their legacies are not tarnished. But Shawn Michaels' last match should have been against The Undertaker, not against not in Saudi in a tag match. And he came back, and he wasn't, and it was terrible. But Austin has come back, had this final match, and it was great. It was a really feel good finish to night one of what I think is probably the best WrestleMania in a few years.
Yeah, might agree with that.
I'd go with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, last year's WrestleMania was it was throwaway. I mean, it had its moments, don't get me wrong, it did. But last night's WrestleMania, it just felt special. In fact, there was something special in the air about it. I think, with the return of Cody and all the big, it was great.
Yeah,
it feels like I think it feels like last night's Mania for me will stick in my memory similar to how 31 does. And
31 was ace. Yeah, 31 was so good.
Exactly. It's a WrestleMania you're going to remember. Like last year's, probably not going to remember a whole lot about it. But this is.
I remember it rained.
That's the biggest takeaway I've got. Samoa Joe in a poncho. Yeah,
exactly. But I'm going to remember Cody Rhodes and Stone Cold's last match. For a long time. And,
and it was just and I watched. Me and Kay watched the Kevin Owens and Stone Cold match again this morning. Because Kay, obviously, she went up to bed while we were still at watching. So we watched it this morning, and it was great. It was, and it was just one of the things you could just enjoy again.
Yeah, I watched Cody Rhodes' entrance a few more times this morning as well.
I did as well. Because I popped for it. It was great.
Yeah.
Kev said tonight he thinks tonight's going to be better, in his opinion, and I hope it is.
Maybe.
Hey, look, if tonight's better than last night, great.
Yeah, so I know the main event's going to be unbelievable with Roman and Brock, for sure.
I think they'll unveil a new championship tonight.
I think so. Yeah, I agree. A unified title.
Yeah, like a new championship.
It'll be like whoever's champion will jump between both shows or whatever.
Yeah, I think so. We talked about this on the podcast the other week, and we said that sort of that should be the way to go, maybe for all the championships. Just have the mid cards. Exclusive to a show, but have the tag team title, unify the tag team titles for crying out loud. Unify the world titles and the women's titles. And because the women's championship, the women's tag team titles are the only ones that bounce around shows.
Yeah. It's,
Oh, supposedly the belts will be split again soon, so I don't know. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a shame. Oh. But if it is a new belt, I don't want this to be a big W. Make something unique.
I don't mind the big W.
I don't mind it. It's been around so long. It's just like a W. I want, give us something new. We've had a big W for a long time now, and the women's championship is a big W. And that's something new, something pretty.
I personally do like the WWE Championship as it is at the minute.
Yeah,
but yeah,
bring back that Fiend belt.
Yeah, just get whoever's champion, just put their face as the front plate.
There was someone mocked up Goldberg as the face because he won it, didn't he? Off the Fiend.
Yeah.
And someone mocked up a picture of Goldberg's face. It was horrifying.
Yeah, see, like Chris said there, the Big W sucks, but I like the Big W.
Yeah, I liked it at first, but
I don't know. I don't know. I think I just sort of
bring back the spinner belt.
Yeah,
no, Kev's put that. I like the spinner belt.
Fucking spinner belt. See, that one I didn't like, but I do like the Big W.
I liked it when Cena had it because it made sense, and then they just kept it for everyone.
Yeah, and then Alberto Del Rio lost it in an MMA fight.
Yeah. I like when the Miz had it as well because he turned it upside down. I
heard you like the Big D. I've always been a big fan of Diesel. Yes,
the Big D.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought Austin and KO did a great job, and I thought that they kept the crowd. The crowd was so hyped all the way through the night, and to me, that's very important because they didn't get burnt out or anything like that. But yeah, I thought WrestleMania Night 1 was. I think WWE could consider that a success.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think they should. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to Night 2. I really am. We'll do a podcast this week, recapping it, talking about it in as much depth as we have WrestleMania Night 1 tonight. Yeah, we'll record this week and stick a post WrestleMania pod out for you all.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
But guys, I hope you've enjoyed our pre-show before the pre-show tonight. We started off just as a normal podcast because of we thought, we've planned this really shit and no one's going to come along. But you all turned up and it was great. Yeah, we've had as much fun as we always do. But next time we'll promote it better and more in advance. We're just idiots. We've been slack recently. We understand that. But we've just been so tired. We've had so much going on and it's just been craziness. But look, we're still here and we'll always be here. So, yeah. That's it. We're Team Games and Grabs, and then we're just not going anywhere because games and wrestling aren't going anywhere either. So why should we?
Exactly.
No.
And if you want us to go away,
is a real sport.
Wrestling is a real sport. We've determined that tonight, and that's the one takeaway. If you take nothing else away from tonight, you take that away.
Sports.
If you don't know what we're on about, if you don't know what we're on about, go back to the first couple of minutes. The first 15 minutes of this podcast, real interesting. But, guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back in the week with an actual podcast and just check that out, listen to it. If you don't subscribe to any of our stuff, head over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/gamesgraps, or our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/gamesandgraps. And you can go follow us on all social media as well. It's at Games and Graps on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and you can find us on TikTok for clips of the show and stuff like that as well. So my name is Sonny G, and I've been here, as always, with Finn Steele.
Thanks very much.
And the British Nightmare, Steve Watkins.
See you later.
And we will see you next time. Take it easy, guys. Enjoy WrestleMania Night 2. Goodbye.
Thanks very much. Goodbye.
Shazam.